Hey, I'm getting dinner going. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm just going to get rid of a few things here. Give people a minute to join. So I am making a French toast lasagna, casserole, whatever you want to call it. So I've got a few things that I've already done just to save time so you're not watching me do everything. In this bowl I have 2 blocks of cream cheese that I softened, and then I blended them together with a little bit of milk because I want them to be, I want it to be creamy so I can spread it out on as like a sauce layer. So I've got 2 blocks of cream cheese in here with a little bit of milk, and I'm going to add in some vanilla to flavor it. And I'm also going to add in some maple syrup for sweetener. You could use sugar, you could use honey, you could use any other type of sweetener that you like. I'm using maple syrup because we're going to put syrup on it anyway, so why not just let that flavor go through it even more. I'm just going to blend this together. So I want to know, what are you having for dinner tonight? I started out with 1 box of cream cheese, and then I realized that probably wasn't going to be enough because I'm doing a huge pan. So you could, if you were going to make this in like an 8x8, 1 thing of cream cheese would probably be enough. Okay, so I've got that all mixed together. So I'm done with this. I'm going to get it out of my way here because I want to have room so I can show you what I'm doing. I'm going to get rid of these real quick. Okay, so I've got my 9x13 pan here. It's a big one. It's like a big glass Pyrex one. And I need to grab my brush. I am not doing too well today. Usually I have everything prepared. Okay, let's try this again. So I've got some melted grass-fed butter here that I'm going to brush the bottom of my pan with, just so that way it doesn't all stick to the bottom, and then do the sides. You could use spray if you want to. I like the grass-fed butter. Okay, so I've got my pan all greased. And I'm just using plain old sandwich bread. That's what I have. You could use fancy bread if you want. But you don't want it to be too thick, because otherwise you're going to end up with a super thick dish. You could cut the crust off if you want. I'm leaving it on. So just line the bottom of your pan. And this is going to have 6 slices, but depending on the size of your pan, of course, that may vary. Okay, so I've got my 6 slices of bread down on the bottom. Then I'm going to take half of my mixture here and get it on top of the bread. And just eyeball half. You could do a couple more layers if you wanted to, and if that's the case, use less. And then just spread the mixture on the bottom. Alright, and then I have 1 pound of strawberries that I diced up really, really small. And just put half of that down in the bottom. Okay. Then you're going to repeat. Put another layer of bread. So I'm making a big pan so we have leftovers for breakfast tomorrow. We have co-op in the morning, and it's nice to have breakfast made. Okay, I'm going to have to open up another loaf of bread. I'm going to get rid of this one here. Okay, so then now I'm going to add the rest of, hello, thanks for joining. I am making a breakfast lasagna with, it's gonna be like French toast. So I've got a couple layers going here. You're just joining, and I'm getting going on the second layer. So what I did is I greased the bottom of the pan, and then I put in 6 slices of just plain old sandwich bread. And then I've got in here cream cheese and milk and blended it till it was a little creamy, added in some maple syrup and vanilla. And then I did 1 layer of this already. I'm doing now the second layer. So I did half of it on the bottom layer, and I'm doing the other half now. And just spread it all over. This would be a great way to use bread that maybe has got a little hard. You could totally use other bread that's not sandwich bread. I would use something that's a little more thinly sliced. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a little too thick. So again, bottom is greased, 1 layer of bread, cream cheese mixture, strawberries, bread, cream cheese mixture. Now I'm going to add in the other layer of strawberries. So this was 1 pound of strawberries that I diced up. Okay, so that's that. So then I'm gonna grab a paper towel quick. Okay, so I'm gonna have to open up 1 more loaf of bread here to get the top layer. And I made a really big pan, so we have leftovers for tomorrow. And I am preheating my oven to 350 degrees right now. So 1 more layer of bread. These pieces are smaller. That's funny. Okay. Wish they were. I guess I should have saved the bigger ones. Okay. So that's that. I've got it all layered up. So I'm done with my bread. And then for the rest of it, I have, 8 eggs in here that I'm going to just really quickly beat up. And I'm guessing 8. I could have to get out more. Wasn't exactly sure how many I was going to need, so. Alright, so I've got my 8 eggs in there. I'm going to add some vanilla to this. Add the rest of it in there. Okay, and then I am going to add in some milk and some half and half. So I'm going to do, I'm going to start out doing like 3/4 cup of milk. Okay, 3/4 cup of milk. And then I'll do some half and half next. And this is just to make it a little more custardy. So I am going to go like a 1/3 cup of half and half. And then I'm going to mix this all together. And I think this is going to be plenty liquid. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, take my pan back over here so you can see a little better. So I've got everything layered in here, and now I'm just going to take my custardy filling. Hello, I am making like a French toast lasagna. I've got bread and a cream cheese filling and some strawberries. I am going to save this so you can always go back and see it. I'm just topping off the last of it now, so I'm just going to go through and cover it all with like the custardy. Alright, so it's just going to soak down into the bottom. I can see that it's doing that, so that's good. Yeah, I'm excited. I've never made it. I'm a big fan of making things up as I go. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know. I've done lots of like French toast bakes in various ways, so why not do it this way? So just as a quick reminder, what I did, I brushed the bottom with butter, and then I did 6 slices of just plain old sandwich bread, and then I did a layer of, it was cream cheese mixed with milk, vanilla, and some maple syrup for sweetener. You just really wanted it to be liquidy enough to spread, not like as liquid as the egg mixture, but spread that out. I did a 1/2 pound of strawberries diced small, then I did another layer of bread, and then repeated it, and then the last layer was just bread on top, and then I did like the batter you would use for, yeah, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be delicious. Thanks for joining, I appreciate it. So anyways, I am going to put it into the oven. I'm doing 350 because I don't want it too high because it is going to take some time to bake. I'm gonna guess it's gonna take about an hour because it is really custardy. And we want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. So you can see the yummy layers in there. So of course, as I always do, on my Instagram page, I will post pictures of the completed dinner. And I'm just going to do some scrambled eggs on the side and call it good. My kids have dance tonight, so I'm going to get this in the oven so we can eat before they go. Yeah, it will thicken. So I have done, like, I've diced the bread and used, like, the same type of batter for, like, I don't even know, like, I would call it a French toast casserole. And yeah, you just gotta bake it for quite a while and not very high because everything will be crispy and go, like, runny on the inside. You don't want that, so that's why I'm doing 350. It's probably gonna take at least an hour so it can thicken up. And the bread like absorbs the custard, so it's not like normal French bread that's a little drier. This is gonna be like bread pudding like, kind of. So yeah, I'm excited and I will definitely share it with you guys. You could do some powdered sugar on the top, serve it with some syrup. It'd be a good weekend breakfast. But I like to do breakfast for dinner one night a week, and Wednesdays are a great night for that because both kids have dance, so it's quick and easy, and I can get this in the oven, clean everything up, get my scrambled eggs going, and yeah, so it does, Andrea. Yes, Andrea, it does sound delicious. I'm very excited to try it. So anyways, check out, I'm going to save it to my IGTV if you're watching here on Instagram. Thank you. And I actually am starting just to do a YouTube channel too, so I can post the recipes on there as well. So I'm going to post it to there. So if you're watching on there, that's why I'm talking to people, because I did it on Instagram Live. Ooh, what are you cooking? Yes, mom life. I'm always cooking. I told my husband that if I'm not cooking, I'm cleaning the kitchen. So it's cook, clean, right? Like that's what you do all day. So, yeah, Blossom and Blessing, Blooms and Blessing, what are you making? I'm curious what you're making for, I assume you're making dinner now. Thank you. I'm not really like holding out much hope, but I think it's another great place to post the recipes. I love doing the lives, and sometimes they are well received on here and sometimes they aren't, and but that's okay because the right people will find them. It will help some mom in the kitchen. That's what I'm all about, is trying to make life easier for moms that are struggling to find things. Pizza's good. Pizza's always good. We just actually had some homemade pizza. Last week my daughter had a friend over on Saturday, so we did homemade pizzas and everyone got to pick their own topping. My kids always love to do that. Hello, thanks for joining. You're cooking flank steaks marinated in garlic honey. Ooh, that sounds good. Steaks are always delicious. I just have not been able to find steaks that are reasonable around here. I'm gonna have to hit up the local meat market because I think that will be the way to go. And it's been so cold, and I don't cook in the winter, or grill in the winter. Broccoli with melted cheese, cauliflower, and cucumber salad. That sounds delicious. That sounds amazing. Yeah, that sounds good. My husband would love some steak right now. We have not had steak in a long time. We have had beef, ground beef, and I've done a lot of stew meat because it's cheap in the crock pot. So that sounds delicious. I'm actually just going to move this so I can get this going in the oven. But yeah, I'm excited to see how the cooking videos are received on YouTube too. So if you're watching this on there, I did this on my Instagram live. Her hearts at home. Her hearts at home. So yes, ButcherBox. I have heard good things about ButcherBox. I actually just started ordering. My dog is ringing the bell. He has to go potty, so I'll have to go here in a minute. But I started ordering from Azure Standard, which I actually have a highlight in my stories. Thank you. I appreciate that. Azure Standard has a ton of beef products from smaller farms that I think I'm going to try. I actually ordered some stew meat from one of them. So I'm excited to give that a try. I get to pick up my order on Friday. Are you coming in here? He's like, why aren't you letting me out? So I'm excited to try that. I saw that some of the farmers had big like meat packages you could buy, and we do live very close to a meat market that I could go. It's just meat's so expensive, which is why I'm all about like creating meals that use protein in other ways too. So anyways, yes, it's a French toast lasagna, I'm gonna call it, breakfast lasagna. So I buttered the bottom of a pan. I put 6 slices of Azure in my stories. Is that what you're asking? If so, I have a highlights. If you go on my page, you can see there's a highlights. It says Azure Standard. And you can click on that. Also, at the link in my bio, I have a link to the website too. Just being completely transparent, they do give a $25 referral bonus if you sign up and order through my link. So just know that I do get that if you do that. So yeah, I am making, yes, French toast. So sorry, I got totally distracted. So I'm doing, it's going to be, it's bread, and then I did a layer of cream cheese mixed with some milk to make it a little bit more easy to spread, with maple syrup and vanilla, and then diced strawberries. Yes, bread's expensive. This was just like the cheap sandwich stuff. So I make a lot of bread from scratch. If you haven't been a follower for a long time, probably haven't seen that yet, but I actually have some, I have a highlight of my bread machine. But my son, who is autistic, won't eat a sandwich on bread that I make. So I just buy cheap sandwich bread too, because he eats bread just like, or sandwiches all the time with Nutella and peanut butter. So I just buy store-bought sandwich bread for that, and that's what I use for this. Sometimes the cheaper ingredients actually work better in situations like this. Yes, milk's expensive, and I buy organic milk, and it's like, at Costco, it's like $10 for 3 half gallons, and we probably go through like a half a gallon a day. So also my son, he's very picky, so yes. But okay, I am going to get this stuff cleaned up, get the rest of dinner made, but look for a post in a little while of the completed dinner. And I try to go live a few times a week, either in the morning when I'm prepping something in the crock pot, or if I'm doing it live and it's something that is feasible. Obviously, I'm not going to stand over the stove and have you watch me cook something that takes a really long time, but so anyways, all right, thank you ladies. I so appreciate you joining me. Enjoy your pizza and your steak, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.